Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Prado 150 Out of Here. In this episode, Dad's going to show us who looks after his car and keeps it in good condition.
Go for it.
Now, Dad said that it's always good to find people you can trust.
Well, Chloe, thanks for that good introduction, hey? So we're just going to take you through all the people that I use and have put my trust in to look after my Prado and get advice from. So we'll go and visit Dan the man, Dan the mechanic. You've probably seen him before on our videos. So we'll go and say good day to him and see what he's got to say. Well, guys, you've probably seen Dan on my other videos. If you haven't, make sure you have a look. He's been a top bloke in relation to the Prado, and one thing I'll say about Dan, he's always honest, reliable, and let's say he doesn't bullshit about telling you to fix your car when it doesn't need fixing. So yeah, I really want to acknowledge and thank Dan here for all his help and hard work. In what he's done for well, let's say for our family, and in particular with the Prado. So here he is, hard at work again, mate. I don't think you ever stop, do you? How you going, Dan?
Probably should one day.
Hey? So this is the number one bloke I take my car to. Dan, he's
whether that's a good thing for you or a bad thing?
Yeah, probably not a good thing for you because you're so busy, mate.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, just want to say, thanks for all your help, mate. This is the man I trust. He always gives you an honest opinion, and certainly in the life of my Prado that I've had it, and since I've known you,
It's been going good.
yeah. So really, trust and thank you for your help, mate. So if you're ever in Toowoomba, this is the man to see. His reputation goes before him. He's always busy, so everyone comes to him. That's a good sign, isn't it?
Well, some people get a little bit upset when I tell them the lead time, but
You got to book it in. Even I got to book it in.
yeah.
So I just thought, mate, I'd just acknowledge you, mate, and local Toowoomba person.
Yep.
And now I've got a question for you. I'm going to put you on the spot, all right? So what advice could you give to the four-wheel drive community in relation to vehicles, anything, maintenance, anything like that, mods, whatever it is? Because we're going to do a rundown on your build that you've got going on out there. It's a secret at the moment, but it starts with J anyway. It ends in P, the type of car it is.
If I was advice from the heart and advice from the mind are two very different things. Advice from the mind: if you ever want to get into four-wheel driving and think you're going to do it on a budget, forget about it. Right?
It's a myth.
Double your budget, and then you'll be content.
Or is that a starting point?
That's a starting point.
Yeah.
From the heart, honestly, to me, I've introduced a lot of people to four-wheel driving as well. They kind of dabble in vehicles, but four-wheel driving to me is it's not just a vehicle; it's a lifestyle. It really is. The places you can go in a four-wheel drive supersedes and betters anywhere you can go on the bitumen, as far as I'm concerned. It's just the ability to go somewhere that potentially other people can't.
And have fun while you're getting there.
Have fun getting there.
Yeah.
The adventures along the way.
Yeah.
It's all well and good, but we have a perfect four-wheel drive that never fails. But sometimes those little things that a hiccup along the tracks and that just build to the experience.
Yeah.
And things like that, out there doing a quick fix on even someone else's car.
Yeah.
My advice for if you're first starting out and you want to get into four-wheel driving is really, really do your homework. The vehicle that you might have in your mind and might be dead set on I want to purchase that vehicle may not be the vehicle you end up with.
Yeah.
Don't always take the bad as gospel. A lot of people have good experiences with underdog four-wheel drives, so to speak. It really comes down to how you maintain, service, look after the vehicle, and what you initially buy. Don't buy something that looks like it could be problems. Here's a good bit of advice.
Yeah.
Buy a vehicle that is as stock as possible.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Unless it's something that's you know, real flash that's been done up, it's got exactly what you want in it, real good gear. Buy something that is basically primitive, pretty much as stock as possible, and build your own from there.
Yeah.
What you'll save in kind of taking that vehicle and making it your own and doing it the way you want, or you know, or getting someone to build that vehicle for you, is far more beneficial than buying something that you've got to pour a heap of money into repairing and changing things and doing whatever. And
Yeah.
if it looks like it's been well used, it
probably has been
well used.
yeah.
So I mean, each to their own. Some people want, you know, something that's kind of ready to go. I never have. I've always bought basically completely stock and built from there.
Yeah.
Just I guess service history on a vehicle. Kilometers don't mean anything to me. I've bought many vehicles that have got really high kilometers on them, and they've been absolutely exceptionally well looked after.
Yeah.
And I've had some brand new vehicles that have had problems from the very get-go. So kilometers mean nothing. It's all down to the actual build quality of the vehicle at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like nearly every Toyota I've owned, I've done 500,000 and I've never really had any major problems. And there's some other vehicles out there, people tell me they haven't even hit 100,000 and they're having major, you know, so really do your homework. And it's worth kind of spending a little bit more on the vehicle initially and getting something that you really want, or you know, then kind of sacrificing that and end up having to pour more money into it to get it where you want. It's the starting point is really important. Yeah.
So Dan, I believe you're a bit of an old hand at the old four-wheel drive scene, mate. So what's your background and, you know, experience? Because you certainly given us some pretty good advice here, mate, and it comes on the back of your, you know, own experience.
Yeah.
And of course you're a mechanic, so.
Yeah. Look, I don't get out as much as what I want to at the moment. Just with, you know, this shop here isn't all that old. It's kind of really busy here and family life and whatnot. Like I used to do a lot of off-road racing, which I will get back into when everything quietens down a little bit. I've been around Australia a couple of times. Not been everywhere I want to go yet. You know, I don't think you ever really can go everywhere. But like I've had a lot of experience kind of off-road. I've been in some situations, not only myself, but you know, other people that have required a bit of an expert touch to kind of, you know, it's been recovery wise or repairs out there, you know. I guess once you've kind of travelled a fair bit and been through those things, you kind of get a bit of a knack for it. Yes, there are certain ways to do things, you know, like recovery wise and planning for trips. There's certain ways to do it. It's not just one way. It's what suits you. But for me, the number one, and this really bugs all my mates and my wife, is that I over prepare. And I mean over prepare to the point, not that they say, oh, you take everything but the kitchen sink, you know. I over prepare to the point that I go, if this thing fails, which is highly unlikely, but if it fails,
you got a backup?
I have a backup plan. Or I know how to fix or get out of that situation without too much hassle. You know, I've been out with some mates that have had these problems, and it's nothing that you would expect to kind of go wrong, and I go, oh, well, I've actually got a spare one of those, or I actually have this. You know, this is what we can use to fix it, or I know how to kind of put this together so we can get you out of here. And you know, there's been a couple of times I've actually, one time in particular, a 9-hour recovery is pretty exhausting. When you're out in the middle of nowhere and someone has a pretty catastrophic axle failure. So no one got hurt, everyone got out, vehicles got home. That's the main thing. So I've probably I've been forward driving, I don't know, for 15, 16 years
Yeah,
now,
wow.
something like that. So,
Yeah.
you know, my second car was a four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And it pretty much escalated from there, really. Yeah.
And I reckon you'd be the best person to go full driving with all your wealth of experience, and you're a mechanic.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is the man. If you want to go full driving, give this guy a call.
Some of the things that I've seen along the trails and that, and people have gone, oh, you know, we've been stuck here for hours, and I go, it's all right. I've got the exact. They go, how have you got that there, like in your toolbox? Like, how is? And I just go, because something like this may happen.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a piece of Rio bar or something, or you know, some threaded rod, and I go, well, you've got a bolt that's missing. All we do is I've got my you know, cordless angle grinder, zip it off, bit of rod through there, a couple of nuts. There you go. You can get out.
Get yourself going.
You know, just things like that. So
now you've got a build on the way. You're in the process of.
I've got many.
Plenty.
Yeah, I've got plenty.
You've got a main one.
I've got one that's stage one is 90%. There's three stages to the build on this vehicle. And as much as I would like to have this vehicle off the road for 12 months and do everything in one hit, can't.
Impossible.
It's not really possible. My wife drives this car, and also importing bits and pieces for this as well. It's not.
It sounds serious, mate.
Easy. Yeah. Yes. So there's a lot of engineering that's going into it as well.
More to be revealed down the track.
More to be revealed. Down
Awesome.
The track.
Yeah. Look forward to that. Awesome.
Yeah. So.
Well, appreciate you taking the time to say a few things there, mate. Heaps of good information and advice there. So, well, mate, I can see you're busy. I've held you up a bit here. You're working on the car, as you always are. Yeah. So, thanks again, mate. And I'm going to have to come back and get myself ready for this caravan that's going to be coming. So I'll be back in to get a few extra bits and pieces going on it. So, awesome, mate. Thank you.
No worries.
So that was Dan from Dan's Automotive. Now he does auto electrics. He also does air conditioning and mechanical. So he's a bit of a jack of all trades. I've been going to him for the last few years in Toowoomba here, and I think our main start of getting to know him was when he checked over my car before I went to Cape York. So he's pretty awesome, and he said that he'd look after you guys if you came up and mentioned my channel, which one or two of you already have, so thanks for that. So guys, we're just going to go and visit Autobarn. Now what you see is what you get. This is the service that we get every time I walk in here. So these guys are great, pretty friendly, very honest, and very welcoming as soon as you walk in their store. So we'll take you over to them right now. That's Autobarn in Ruffin Street in Toowoomba. Well guys, just out at Autobarn here, and just so happens that I've got a headlight that's gone, the low beam headlight. So I'm just going to jump in and see if these guys can help me out, alright? And this is what happens every time I come in.
Hey bud.
Oh, g'day mate, how you going?
Not too bad. What can I do
Listen,
for you?
I need a low beam headlight for the Prado, mate. What do you reckon?
150 series?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
I think they're H11. This should get
Look at that, that'd be perfect, mate.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys put them in for me?
Yeah, I charge you for it.
Don't charge me for it.
Yeah.
And this service happens every time I come in here, eh? They always say hello to me. The first thing they do is they say hello when you walk through the gates here. Can't get better than that, can you?
No.
Yeah, mate. Well, let's go and, mate, I even cleaned the engine bay for you because I knew I was coming in.
That's beautiful.
So it's going to be the worst side to have a light go on the driver's side. So
lovely.
I saved it for you because these are it's the hardest ones to get into, I think.
It is. Well, thanks for that.
But I know you know what you're doing, so.
So you got them as LEDs at the moment. Is that right?
The
LEDs
no,
there.
the other one there's standard on that side. Now I've gone to standard, and I think this was, but it's blown, so I'm going back to standard for the low beam.
You get skinny.
I know you need skinny hands, don't you? See, she's got her in, mate. I'll turn the lights on, make sure they work. There we go. Turn the lights on. What do you reckon?
Beauty.
Oh, mate, look at that. And you took about a fraction of the time that it would take me to do that.
That'll get you out of trouble.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot here, mate.
Yeah.
So I need some advice.
Okay.
What's the best advice you can give to me as a motor vehicle owner? In your experience.
I'd say don't cheap out on anything you're going to do up your car on.
Yep.
Or maintenance.
Okay, maintenance.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, I'd agree with the maintenance is a key word.
You get what you pay for.
Yep, and as you know, mate, I'm always in here buying oil every 5,000 Ks.
Nah, it's a good way to
Spending
go.
lots of money in here. Well, I appreciate that, you've done well. And this is the service that you expect every time. This is not just a one-off. Every time I come in here, this is a great service I get from Autobarn in Toowoomba. So thanks, mate. I better come in and pay for it now.
Yeah.
Well guys, the next place we're going to head on to is Toowoomba Steering and Suspension, and they're in Neil Street in Toowoomba. And Dennis is a great bloke. Just want to tell you a story about recently. So we took Joshua's car in for a wheel alignment, and straight away we got a phone call within the hour or two ringing up and saying, look, no point doing a wheel alignment here, you've got to get a few items fixed under your vehicle in the steering. So that was very kind of Dennis, because I have heard where you take your car in for a wheel alignment and yep, they'll do a wheel alignment for you. You'll get it back and it'll be out straight away as soon as you drive down the road. So he's that kind of guy. He won't just take your money just for the sake of it. He gives very good advice. I got my 2-inch lift from him. He put in my front suspension. I did the rear. And yeah, he's just an all-round top bloke. And you'll meet the face of Toowoomba Steering at the counter shortly. So thanks, Dennis. He also does Bullies BT. I've got the awning from him, and he's given me a discount code which I'll put up in the screen. This is an awesome awning from Bushwhacker. I've had it out camping and absolutely love it, and it takes probably 30 seconds or less to get to set up. And yeah, so good on you, Dennis. Thank you. Just here with Josh. We're at Toowoomba Steering and Suspension. Another good place to come if you're ever in Toowoomba. Trustworthy people to do your car. These guys deal with suspension. Anything to do with suspension, wheel alignments, tyre rotations, balancing, all that kind of stuff. So we're just going to drop the car off to Dennis, and he's going to give Joshua's car a well and truly overdue wheel alignment. Hey Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Hasn't had but in a year or two, so.
Oh mate, so we're in the right spot, aren't we? Get this done. So we'll go and visit Dennis, and he also does the awnings, Bullies BT. So you would have seen the 270 awning on my car, and if you want 5% off, check my description, and he's given me a discount code. Isn't he a nice fella?
Oh yeah, you're gonna do that.
So we got Jackie here, just dropping Josh's car off like I said, and Jackie's the face behind Toowoomba Steering and Suspension, but also behind Bullies BT. Now, if I was coming in to get any suspension done, or say a lift on my car, what would I do? Would I come in and see you first, you reckon?
Yeah, come in, give us a chat, come talk us through your options, what you're doing with your vehicle.
Yep. Whether I'm going to put a bull bar on there, you want to know all that kind of all that weight.
What we're doing with it.
So you'd have your suspension would be for whatever weight is, you know, for the car.
Yep.
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 And I notice you sell airbags, and you got a whole heap of 4-wheel-drive stuff here as well.
Yep.
And my 270 awning, that is awesome.
Yep.
Yep. So Jackie, I was going to say, you're the lady. You're the lady to come and see, hey, at the front desk. So these are the people that I trust in Toowoomba to look after my car, and I've had my suspension from these guys, and there's no complaints. So,
that's it.
Good service. He's always busy, so that's a good thing, isn't it? When you're always busy.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, thanks for that.
Welcome back, guys. Back to Prado 150. Out of here. Welcome back, guys. Wait, what? What was the first one?
In today's episode, Dad's going to...
So in today's episode, Dad's going to show and talk about who looks after